Hello everybody, my name is Christina Brown and this is my field orientation video. My internship is being completed with the Metro Nashville Public Schools. I am shadowing a fellow WKU liaison. She is covering two schools in the North Nashville area. We have Robert Churchwell Magnet Museum Elementary School, who covers pre-K through the 4th grade, and we have McKizzack Middle School, which covers 5th through the 8th grade. Each one of these schools is very, very different. One of them, you have younger kids who see things that are going on and they react to something that is going on. They really can't put it all into words. Some of the words you may ask them, they don't really know the definition of. While in return with middle school, maybe they're a little bit familiar with what the word means, but they don't really know what it is. And another thing that I've noticed is a lot of those cool kids that are at Robert Churchwell have siblings that are at McKizzack. So it kind of goes hand in hand when we have a student here in the 2nd grade or the 3rd grade that is going through something at home, and then you might pass along with this kid that's in the 8th grade at McKizzack, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. My role as an intern would be working with the Bounce Back program for ages pre-K through the 4th grade. And this program, the name was actually drawn from the definition of resilience. It's designed for students to develop ways of strength to overcome any kind of trauma or stressful events that they've been through. Part of the training actually brought out some questions that were interesting to me. One part of the training mentioned the question was, instead of asking what is wrong with this child, ask what has this child been through. So this program kind of shines the light on how people like us as social workers can help assist students who have been through things that they can't really put into words at such an early time in their life. Another thing that I'll be doing is one-to-one assessments with students. Is when I'll get to know them a little bit better. It's just be me and that student talking, addressing any kind of confidentiality that they may be concerned with. And with these being elementary students, you have to break down what exactly confidentiality is. I'll follow through with needs they need outside of the school, checking in with parents, addressing any kind of behavior that the student has been acting in class. And we'll get those from the teachers who are having problems with the student in the class. Maybe they're interrupting or something like that, and it comes down to maybe they need to see somebody about whatever it is they got going on at home. If they need some attention, some extra attention, like we've experienced a couple of kids who maybe lost a parent and they need that extra light shined on them, just to check in. How you doing? Is everything okay? You getting along with your family? Anything going at home that you want us to know? And little things like that. I'll also be creating a newsletter for community events for the students. This is the one that I created for September. September is Suicide Awareness and Self-Care Month. Some of the things that I hope to learn during this internship is just to be able to work with the population of children. The whole entire idea, with me being a mom, I have a 4-year-old, the idea of working with children just completely shuts me down. Like from the beginning, it's always shut me down. But I mean, this year, like working with these kids and this experience, I hope to gain the wisdom to be able to work with them in stressful environments, to be more hands-on, to go just get inside their minds, which so far I've noticed that children, they act very in the moment. Like they could be mad at this parent at this moment, and then you ask about them 2-3 days later, and it's not that parent anymore, it's this parent. So they're very in the moment. But I just hope to get the experience, to understand the wisdom, how things work within the school system, learn to work with kids that are experiencing trauma or any stressful events, and the ways that they can work themselves up out of that situation, and then in hopes to one day to actually become a school social worker. I really do. I like it that much. Really quickly, some of the things that I've noticed when working with these elementary and middle school kids. With the background in the psych hospital here at Nashville, I work at Centennial in the Parthenon Pavilion. I've been there for 2 years. We work with a lot of dual diagnosis, bipolar, schizophrenic, depression, pretty much you name it. We work with them. In my experience working on the floor as a tech, a lot of their issues start when they're younger. And just shadowing, I started on the 11th of September. Just shadowing for these few days, I've noticed that a lot of these kids, they're just in the beginning of their trauma. So I don't necessarily want to say they might end up in the psych hospital, but I've seen a lot of the kids that are experiencing any kind of trauma, and here and now as social workers in the school, we try to address the issue, see what's going on, what's the problem, how can we help, what can we do, let's follow up, let's do this, let's do that. I see a lot of potential for the clients that I have in my job. Maybe they didn't get the attention that they needed. So that brings full circle to how much importance a school social worker can be for just that one student at that one time, at that one moment, whenever they need them. I just wanted to point that out because it's been just that interesting so far, just to see the other side of it and where it began, or where it could have began and not been addressed. That's it.